So the journey I'm embarking on is my dream about living in the woods and learning more about the woodman's skill and the woodman's spirit is something that most people would like to do when they're younger in life, but you know, here I'm in the later part of my life, so passionate about doing this that I just want to be out there doing it, cutting the trees and discovering the beautiful wilderness which is British Columbia. So this is the old loggers trail I told you about. I'll just turn the camera around so you can see it better. So a little more than a footpath uphill through the trees. Nice and cool. As we've come up, we've seen a lot of wild strawberry plants. Not sure what these guys are down here. There's some wonderful little areas where should open up for campsites and recreation areas. And through there, through the trees, you can see, just see in the distance, the clearing where we should be building a log house in the next year or later this year, depending on finances. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to hold on to your dream. And many people who are thinking about retirement, the friends are saying, hey, take it easy and you know, don't have to rush around, get up in the morning, and it's the time of your life when you can relax. But you know what, I don't think that's really the best advice. I look at some people who are 10 years younger than me, some people are 20 years younger than me, and the health is not good. And start to talk like old people, eh? So one thing I've found through working in the woods and using the axe, I've been using axes since I was 10 years of age. Well, that's over 50 years now. And yeah, I still feel strong. And I still get joy from it. I mean, the joy piece is a huge component to having the taking on the challenge of this kind of project. See, wherever you look around here, there's dense woodland, and I'm not about to go crazy and take a load of trees out of here, but you know, for the sake of safety and opening up trails is always a nice thing. I'm walking towards the west now, which is a crown land for thousands of kilometres. So on the trails, I really like through there, for example, there's so much. I'll just turn the camera around again in there, and there's so much trees hanging up, a lot of spruce I think in there, and some birch. So what you find about this land is you get zones depending on the soil and the moisture of different trees, but through there, I mean, a lot of this land was like this when I came in here. I mean, I don't know, there's probably 6, 7, 8, 10, or more, probably over 20 trees as you look through there which are fallen over and in various states of decay and have to be cleared by chainsaw, axe, and in some cases machete. Make little piles of timber here and there to you know, some of which can be used for fencing and building structures on the property. But geez, that's better. Going to see such a close-up of me, I'm sure. Yeah, and there's a little kind of deer trail up here. Just behind me there, you can see, yeah, you can probably just see a broken tree there with a piece of yellow trail tape on it. And that's a popular trail for, not just for moose, but black bear. I've seen signs of the black bear down there. And here is some tall tall spruce trees, 90 or 100 feet, probably grow even more if you thin them out. Yeah, so to me it's like a childhood in a way. Those of us who had the luxury or the privilege to for our parents to introduce us to the great outdoors when we were young. This is it's about living the dream all through your life, right? It's not just about having all the toys, the axes, the chainsaws, the quads and all that kind of stuff. It's about embracing nature and, you know, enjoying that privilege of what's created around you in this fast-paced world we live in. See, here is these are pretty dangerous trees. Just straight above my head there, there's the birch, and it's just a crazy shape. I'll just turn the camera around again. Yeah, so I mean, the bit that's cranked over to the left isn't dead, but it's dying more at the base, but not at the top. But the vertical piece is really rotten. This is typical of what happens to these birches. Some of them have 5 or 6 or more trunks. You can see a little skinny trunk to the left there. And you know, I don't take the whole thing down. I just try and cut out the pieces that are dead and dangerous. Because birch, when it dies, I mean, you can see the bark and it looks like almost like a normal tree, but inside it's just breaks down into soggy wood fibre, and in many cases you can push them over. But I don't recommend doing that, because if you start pushing on these birch, and I've done it myself, they start swaying and sometimes the top breaks off, and you know, even though they're dead and rotten, if they fall on you, they could, you know, they could do you some serious injury or kill you. So, you know, they should be easy trees to take down in one sense, but they're, you got to treat them with real caution and you know, exercise some good judgment. And sometimes when you drop these tall trees like you find in here, one will ricochet off another. So it's falling away from you, and next thing it's turned round and it falls towards you. So if you buy this kind of property and you want to do the logging yourself and the falling and thinning yourself, make sure that you take time to look at trees and see which way they're twisting and which way the branches are going out. I'm not a professional logger, but you know, I've spent enough time in the woods that I have hopefully a reasonable sense of safety. So we have a boundary here, and I put all this wire up about a year ago, and there's 1,000 feet, 3 strands, that's 3,000 feet of barbed wire there. I'm doing the same with the frontage, but to the back, which is over that direction, is dense bush, alder, some cedar. It's quite wet. Nothing much is going to get in there. Occasionally get the odd range cattle in here, but yeah. So I'll speak to you later, guys. Hey, there you are, friends. How are you? I've been looking for you. This is Chris here from Woodman Spirit Channel. Yeah, I'm on my property that I've been vlogging on recently, trying to clear some land, and hopefully I get a sale on my other property soon, so I can get some machinery up here to help me develop the site for the log house I hope to build. Yeah, but unfortunately today it's brutal work. I'm clearing out a lot of brush maple. I mean, it's so dense here. I don't know if people know what brush maple is, but it's almost like a weed. It's almost like a vine. It grows amongst these large aspens and silver birch and spruce on this property, and it pretty much blocks out the light at every opportunity. It doesn't grow straight, it grows like a vine, so it in some places it droops over and makes natural arches. It sends off many stems. So I've been clearing it with a chainsaw because that's the quickest way to do it. However, I just want to show you what a pain in the butt this stuff is, and how dangerous it is. Just let me show you what I've cut so far. So as you can see, these are the tops of the trees there, look, that have come over. They're about 20 feet tall. A lot of it is fairly thin, up to probably no more than 4-inch diameter. But the danger of it is, I mean, people tend to think of dangerous trees as large trees, but the danger is it's so thick and dense, when you drop it on the floor you just can't walk anywhere. You're stumbling over rotten logs, and it's very easy to twist an ankle or blow a knee out. I would say blowing a knee out is probably one of the most dangerous things, or at the very least face plant and do yourself some real injury. I mean, the thing here is I work up here on my own a lot, so I have to do every single thing I can to make sure that I'm safe. I'm using chainsaws, axes, and of course there's wild animals up here, alpha predators, so I just have to be really vigilant and be mindful that you know, when I get tired I tend to get careless, as do most people. So yeah, I'm just going to let you see what it's like as I'm cutting some of this stuff here. Just bear with me. So here we go. So as you can see, those are fairly tall, but because of the bends, you never really can be totally sure which way they're going to fall, and they are still big enough to hurt you, so don't be under any illusion that anything smaller than these 100-foot trees around me are trees that can do you some serious injury. So a lot of people like to get straight on and take a limbing axe and take the branches off these brush trees, but the thing is, if you do that, you can end up with a whole bunch of stuff to take out piece by piece. So I tend to, with trees this side, take them out about, cut them halfway through, so you've got the trunk on the bottom and most of the foliage and the thin branches on top, because they don't have a huge amount of branches, and then they can be dragged out on foot. Of course, with the big aspen trees and spruce here, you have to use a tractor, or occasionally I've used a pickup truck to drag them out. But again, yeah, so today I'm using I'm not a chainsaw buff, but I'm a big fan of John Surrad, and I've been using Jontrers for 30 years, and Now that's a 16-inch semi-professional, and I have more recently I bought an 18-inch professional, which is a much better balanced saw, and that can take down pretty much anything in here, because most of the trees are sub 2 foot diameter, even if they're 120 feet high or more. Yeah, so I'll just move on to doing some brush clearing, and I'll see you in a little while. Thank you. Time for a tea break.